Ladies and gentlemen of the RNG Revolution, welcome to this week's episode of the RNG Cast. I, as always, am Buster Knuckle. Joining me this week are...
It's the main man, the businessman 24. What's going on, everybody?
And this is your boy Raven.
How's it going, guys?
You know what? It's been great weather. Great weather this week. Still trying to get settled. I realized that my initial plan of getting everything set up in a day and a half does not work with a house. And so I've taken the slow and methodical approach and saying, you know what? Yeah, October? Yeah.
That sounds right. That sounds about right.
Yeah, October, yeah. Like, forget a housewarming party. Like, everyone's asked me about a housewarming party. The lady Biz was like, definitely not. At least not in the first 6 months. I think she said year, but I'm going to put it to 6 months. And I was like, why not? We can get free stuff, But then she made the point, dude, you have every kitchen appliance known to man. And I said, except an ice cream maker. But no, Biz can't get an ice cream maker because she thinks I wouldn't use it. I mean, seriously, I would use an ice cream maker. Anyways, it's been good. What about you guys?
God, Des, how was your week, man?
It's been alright, man. It's been going. Things been happening.
Yeah. I got the house.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Describe it.
Nice little 3-bedroom rancher. It's just enough room for me and the missus and the dog. It's nice. It's quaint. We got a little backyard. I got a patio that I can barbecue on, and that's basically what I want. I mean, this apartment living has been driving. I mean, it's driving me nuts, and it's driving her like literally insane. She said to me yesterday, she was like, "I can't wait to move because this doesn't feel like a home." And like, for your lady to say that to you, it kind of hurt. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm here and the dog's here. What do you mean it's not a home? We're here, but I know what she means. It just doesn't feel like permanent. You know what I'm saying? Like, this feels very temporary, and I understand what she means.
Is that a female statement? Because my fiance, when we were looking at houses, we were torn. Well, I was torn between two houses. They were very similar, but the other one was newly remodeled, fresh paint, floors redone, new stainless steel appliances. Whereas the home that we're in now wasn't touched up, but it was still in livable, move-in ready condition. Mm-hmm. And so I was enamored with the other home because of the upgrades. Plus, it had a sunroom and a garage, whereas this doesn't have a sunroom. The backyard isn't as big, no garage, but what do you call it? Driveway? Yes, driveway. Yes. Yeah. I get driveway and drive port confused. Driveway.
But driveway doesn't have a cover. That's the difference.
Right. So that's right there. So, but we had a smaller backyard. The space was bigger on the inside. This was like the freaking TARDIS. Mm-hmm. And so when she looked at the other home, she said to me the same time, this doesn't feel like a home. The one that we're in now, when she went back again, because we went like 2 or 3 times, she said, this feels like home. And I just couldn't get it until you actually, when you move in there, then it clicks. And it's like, that's what she means. Okay. Which also means, by the way, that she's going to decorate every way she wants and you have no say.
Oh, she's already talking about painting. She's already talking about painting. I'm like, we haven't even moved in yet.
Hey, leave it alone. Let me tell you the smartest thing I did. I let my fiance pick everything, and she gave me the biggest bedroom to be my man cave. Mm-hmm. So if you can work that deal out, go for it. Seriously.
Well, we already have she already said, this would be the bedroom. The only problem with the room, the house is the rooms don't have that big a closet space, but it's just us. So like one room could be literally, we could turn that into like a big closet, dressing room area if we wanted to. And there's like the third bedroom is really small. You can tell it's designed for a kid. And she just looked at, like, when we walked in, like I was watching her, like I cue off her, because when you're with your lady for a sizable amount of years, I mean, you guys probably longer than me. I've been with my girl for 5 years, and you can like read their body language. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can.
Oh
read,
yeah.
And like the houses we've been to, like I could see it. She was like, "This is nice. This is nice." And like, there's one house that I like that the basement was finished and had a little kickoff, and I was like, "This is it." And she was like, "This doesn't feel right to me." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's fine." And then this one we lucked out. The former owner is like, "Yeah, this is you guys work out." Da 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 da. It was funny because he knew both of our parents. So
Really?
Yeah, like he knew my dad and he knew her mom, but he didn't know my mom or her dad. It was weird how it worked out, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And he was like, yeah, we'll work it out. But like the thing we've been talking about is, does she want to move in first, then paint, or paint then move? Because I'm like, paint then move would make the most sense, because it's a
What kind of floors do you guys have?
there's carpet.
Do you have that redone?
It's brand new.
Okay. Do you have a timetable of when you need to move out by?
We're trying by the middle of this month.
Okay. So my suggestion would be to paint then move,
Mm-hmm.
because there's less things you have to worry about as far as getting stuff messed up and whatnot. It gives the painter, more room to work.
Yeah, you don't have to cover and bump into stuff. You could just go.
Yeah, exactly. With what we did, we moved her stuff in first because she had a timetable, and so, it wasn't too bad. The guy was able to maneuver around, but as far as when we got our floors done, it was hell. Just moving the bed downstairs and sleeping down there for a week. So that's why I asked you if you have your carpet. What kind of floors do you have and if you need to be done? Because I'll tell you, get it done first and then move in, because it saves you so much headache.
Yeah, luckily, like you said, the guy just replaced it. Like he did all the house is like fully repaired up, because the previous the guy I guess the guys before him, because he's a flipper is what he is. I knew what he was. He was like, this house was destroyed, and I'm like, I believe it. And then he was like, well, this is what all this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm walking around. I mean, the only thing I can say we're gonna need is obviously, buy a washer and dryer, and I think the oven will need to get replaced pretty soon, because it's kind of like an older looking oven.
I'm surprised if he flipped the house that he wouldn't replace the appliances.
That normally older appliances actually last longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not
That's
as
what he
energy
said, too.
efficient. No, my kitchen has older appliances. Like, that's the one part of the house I cannot stand, is my kitchen, which is, you would think, well, that's the place I would care about the most. However, in the grand scheme of things, when we put the house in the first bid in the house and we didn't come through, this house was on the market for about a month or two, and no one put an offer down. So we just thought, okay, this house was meant for us. And then the minute we got the ball rolling, they started getting offers, and I was like, oh, well, we need to lock this in. Mm-hmm. But my whole thought was, okay, babe, yeah, you like the kitchen, cool. I'm gonna blow it up in 3 years. Please believe it. So yeah, sure.
I'm gonna knock it down.
I'm gonna blow it up because I want it to be remodeled, redesigned from the ground up. Even though this is just a starter home for me.
Yeah, and this is basically what this house is for us too. It's just gonna be our starter, and then we're gonna move up when 2 weeks I make max rate for my job. It'll be 2 years, but I pulled 22 hours of overtime this week.
Jesus.
To get the money, because moves aren't cheap. Moving isn't cheap. It's it's going to be an expense. So then making all the calls for the utilities and stuff. Moved. And we woke up. I woke up this morning with no internet, no cable. So I called the cable company. I'm like, "What happened?" They're like, "Well, you moved." I'm like, "No, I didn't." Fix it. They're like, "Oh, well, no, because because all they do is flip a switch to transfer."
Right, but
I made sure I said, the date. I said the 17th, 18th. That's when we're moving. That's our time.
Non-blast.
And the dude was like, all right. And he just turned it on right there, and I watched the router reboot and back up, and then everything was on. But I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, I woke up and was like, trying to turn on the TV to watch the news or whatever while, I get ready. And it was just nothing. I called and I was like, you better give me my internet. It better be what Dimitri gave me. Keep it moving. And the dude, did.
Called Dimitri by name. Who's Dimitri? Don't worry about it. Just have it set the way you want it.
Set that shit up. But yeah, other than that, man, working, going to the gym still, which is terrible when you pull 12, 13-hour days, getting up
Dude,
early.
I'm surprised you got a rancher. You look like a colonial guy.
Yeah, it was what she likes.
Oh, well,
Happy
never
wife,
mind.
happy life. Happy life, you know that.
Put my head down like, never mind. You see like, you see my colonial guy. Okay, a rancher is cool too.
I mean,
You have a basement, right?
no.
It's one level?
Yes. There's a crawl space, I should say. It's not a... There's a chemical plant around us where I live, and they built a subdivision back in the 70s for all their workers.
I was talking about your house. You don't have an upstairs and a downstairs?
Nope, one level.
Okay.
That's basically a mill house from the sounds of it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's...
Oh,
And I mean...
which is 90% of houses in the South. Or, I'm sorry, of some communities in the South, or mill houses. Same mentality.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
what it
guess
is.
it's easier on the knees.
Yeah. I mean, there's a crawl space.
Well, that, considering they're, like, mass-produced, they are not looking for comfort. They're just looking to give their employees, like, a bunch of houses so they can just house them.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And,
I mean, it was basically, yeah, the idea behind, like, mill houses and the similar things to them is the fact that the company's like, here, we're going to hire you, and we have this deal on this house that we built for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can't complain. They give me a house.
Exactly.
I mean, I wish they gave me a house.
Yeah, right. Everybody does. That's a... I mean, it's a... And everybody knows what they are, you know. They try to change the area name. I'm like, no, this is what they are. And
I mean, that and it's like it's they stick out like a sore thumb because there's two types of buildings that like of houses that like look the same, like a bunch of houses that just look the same, like three actually, but it's like prefab, like rich community neighborhoods, mill houses, and ghettos.
that's it. He's right. He's 100% correct.
You drive through those neighborhoods, and it's like, wow, all these houses look so similar to one another.
In the ghetto.
In a cold and gray Chicago morning.
In the ghetto. In the ghetto.
Yeah, man. Other than that, Des and I
Well,
played-
congratulations, man.
Thank you. And you too, man. I mean, I see yours is coming along quite nicely.
Yeah, you see this room blue as hell, right?
Hell yeah, it's blue. But she's, it was funny because, you know, we got the house set up in the move date, and then all of a sudden, almost serendipitously, IKEA catalog started showing up, and like, what's the other one? Not other than IKEA.
Oh God.
Harbor and Freight.
Ashley?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Ashley Furniture and Harbor and Freight showed up.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
yeah, dude.
and it wasn't even like 1, 2, 3. It was all at once. And I'm just sitting here looking at her, and she's like, "That's weird, right?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm. I was born that night, not last night. Come on now, I know what you want." So she was just she was like, "This is cute. Look." I'm like, "That also is $1,400."
Have you ever been to IKEA before?
I can say no.
Okay, neither have I, and I've heard that it's an experience, and people have told me that you have to prep yourself before you go to IKEA. So I'm not going to go to IKEA.
I don't want to either. I don't want to. But there's like a home goods. I don't know if you have that. Yeah, you.
Yes.
We're in about the same area, so
Yes, we got home goods.
Yeah, and she loves that place. She loses her fucking mind. She's like, "Look at this teapot. It has lemons on it." I'm like, "What the fuck you need a teapot for? We have one."
You know what place had really good picture picture frames, but like, you know, pictures with like the inspirational messages that you want to hang around your house? Family Dollar. You would never think, but Family Dollar, you get, you know, Home Sweet Home, or Home is where the heart is, or you know, the kitchen's my domain, or you know, Love Forever, all this other BS that, you know, no offense, my fiance loves. It's like, oh, I like this. I'm like, okay, $3, $5. I'm like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
I already got the room. Whatever happens here is mine.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like, "You can have this room right here," and I'm like, "That's all I need." It has the biggest closet area, and I'm like, okay, cool. The desk is going in there with the TVs and the game system, so I have the most walking room, and I can do the walls however I want. Beautiful.
Were you gonna put your stuff in your closet?
Yeah, it's open, so I'm just gonna push it in. That way, there's more room, as opposed to taking into the room pushing into the closet, so it's like recessed.
That's smart because you have soundproofing right then and there.
And I'm gonna
That's really smart.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the little egg crate soundproofing and just boom, bang it out.
Yeah, that's really smart. That's really smart.
Yeah, man. Other than that, yeah, there's gonna be a Buster Cave. Correct, Holden. That's exactly right. But other than that, Biz, I think you have an announcement you want to make.
Yeah. If you're watching the stream, the episode title pretty much says it all. This will be my last episode of the podcast. Real life, has really taken some interesting tolls. Nothing bad by any stretch, thank the Lord. Nothing bad where I have a family emergency, but if you notice, like over the last few months, I've been MIA a lot of the times, and so it's been really difficult to stay active and participate fully with my absence due to in real life things, most importantly including my job. A lot of things have changed there, and I am being prepped to take on bigger roles and responsibilities. And so that requires more time of mine. Yes, I'll still be able to play video games, but how I utilize my weekends will be a little different. So it's not fun to leave because, we started something great. And it's been a great ride. We watched it grow. This whole podcast, this community grow. Been a whole year. Not a lot of podcasts can say they've been around for an entire year. To be honest, we've seen podcasts that came and went, and so it's never easy to say goodbye. Main man says ... goodbye, but just know that you guys can always find me. I mean, you know how to find me. I'll still be in Discord. I'll still be in the Twitters. I'll still try to stream, but, the way OBS is set up is pissing me off, but that's besides the point. But, just, I love you guys, and, it's been fun, but main man got to do main man things. And so, again, I'll still be around, find me, fight me, converse. I still owe you a 1v1. Burning Wing, your internet still sucks ass. But I still love you to bits. My Kansas boy. I have to give Burning Wing a shout out always because he has Somalian internet. So any way I can rub it in his face is much appreciated. So yeah, but let's not damper and focus on that. We got a show to do, guys. So let's do the show.
Yeah, we'll memory lane. I'll play Boyz II Men. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Oh my God, no!
That way, we'll do that. I reached out to the Discord and to the Twitterverse and asked if anybody had questions, topics, concerns, and boy, oh boy, did people come back with some zingers and some good ones, and some that I was just like, why did they ask me this? So, the survival game mode for Destiny 2 was leaked on IGN.
Mm-hmm.
Did you both watch the video?
I have not, unfortunately. I apologize.
It's effectively elimination, except for it's rounds, just like the Trials is now. Think of it that way. But you only have 8 revives total between the team.
Interesting. 8 revives. So how many rounds? 4? 5?
I believe 5.
Wait. Well, I'm sorry. I should not say that. I should not ask the question that way. How many wins that you need to declare victory?
I'm assuming it's 3 out of 5. Best 3 out of 5.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I watched the video very loosely. It was at 6:30 in the morning a couple days ago when somebody was like, "Hey, did you see Survival in the new? I think there's a new Mercury map that they broadcasted as well because it's very Burning Shrine-esque. It's like a temple type of thing. So it's one of those. one of those Vexy maps, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks like it's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, it was very
8 revives.
yeah, 8 revives.
So, is it that is going to be 2 revives per person, or is it just you guys have a pool?
It's 8 pooled.
Oh, that's going to be funny. Oh man, that's going to be funny. And I say that because, if people can have not unlimited, but more than 2 amount of revives and figure out who they want to revive, they might just revive the same set of people. And if someone is a hindrance or a pleb, might choose not to revive that person on purpose, which is why I was hoping that it was the other way around, where it's 2 per person, where it would be beneficial to revive the scrub or the pleb so that they can revive someone that might be helping the team. So that's funny to me, actually. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of problems. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overreaching and overstating, but I think, okay, so us 3, right? Us 3 and Joe Schmo playing Trials. Joe Schmo sucks tail. And so, okay, Dez and Buster home down, Biz dies, you go res Biz, and then Pleb dies, Pleb keeps dying, and we just say, we're not going to revive this guy because he just keeps doing stupid things and not listening to our call-outs and not doing what he needs to do to survive in this game mode. So, okay, Buster's next, Biz go revives Buster, Dez dies, then Buster revives Dez, and the Pleb just sits there. Do you see how that could be a problem?
Oh, 100% I saw that. I can see that happening. 100, yeah. I mean, because you can see that now in the trials. Mm-hmm. If you're doing if there's 2 people doing a one-man carry and the person they're carrying goes down, they don't have to bring you back. They can just do what they do. I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
Des, are you interested in the survival that game mode?
I don't see why not. I mean, everything. It's like I said whenever the beta was active. Everything in Destiny 2 is coming down to choice.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Every choice you make is important. In the comp modes, I mean, in freaking Countdown, it came down to important choice of who's picking up power ammo? What are you using for power ammo? Who are you reviving if you're down? Are you capable of reviving? Mm-hmm. That choice is critical, for a situation. Mm-hmm. And then it comes down to the fact that even the choice of aiming down your sights is critical and crucial in Destiny 2. Mm-hmm. Everything you do, you have to put thought in. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this just makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're still going with that. Everything is still going to be a critical choice. I mean, you have 8 lives that are pulled together. I mean, that's to a degree, that's a certain degree of denial as well. Let's say you one side actually rushes in, they die, a couple people die, but they keep getting revived. I mean, all of a sudden, you're using up all, if you're confident in your skill in the other team, all of a sudden you're soaking up all the revives, and then you start murdering everything, I mean, there's a lot of choice that can be interlaced in everything with the way they're setting things up.
Right, but the thing about this thing, here's the thing that puzzles me in a sense, right? You look at the game mode Countdown. Everybody had a revive. When you died, you lost your revive, but then and then if you were revived, then you still didn't have a revive. But everyone had a revive. So it's puzzling to me why they want to go with the pool route versus everyone gets 2 revives. Choose wisely. Do you understand? I understand Bungie's trying to give you choice, but pooling. Okay, in Countdown, we didn't pool our revive resources. There was no pool. Everybody had one, and you had to use it wisely. So why not do the same thing for something like Survival, which is more pressure?
Well, but then again, if you're going to use the exact same system, what's the point of the new comp mode?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of what?
What's the point of an entirely different mode if pretty much... I mean, the only difference, without that revive mechanic, the only difference it sounds like from Countdown to Survival is like from Clash to Control.
Right.
But you throw in that different revive system, it becomes an entirely different thought process that you're going to need going into that different game mode.
Okay. So then if with that logic, is 8 revives too many for survival mode?
Probably not. That probably sounds pretty good because you're still averaging 1 revive per person that are in that game. It's just the fact that you don't specifically get the revive token.
You mean 2 revives per person?
No, I mean 1, because there's 8 people. If it's pooled between all 8 people in the match, and there's 8 revives.
It's 8 per team.
Oh, 8 per team?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, and 2 revives. So you actually get a little bit of leeway considering it's a non-objective mode.
Basically, this boils down to, again, survival of the fittest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in one area, now that I'm thinking about it, in one area I can see where, okay, Buster survives the longest, and so, thank goodness, he wasn't capped to just 2 revives. You can keep on reviving people because the man knows how to survive. But on the other hand, the way I look at it is with that in mind, it doesn't feel as pressured versus, okay, I only have 2 revives and I need to use them wisely versus, all right, I keep living, so I can just keep reviving people until we run out in total. Does that make sense?
I see what I see what you mean. So it'd be like us plus Johnny Thumbs as the 4th. If Johnny in what you thought originally is I get 2, Des gets 2, you get 2, he gets 2. So if he goes down, that's 2 off the board. Mm-hmm. As opposed to there's 8. If he goes down, I bring him up, that's 7. If he goes down, that's 6, and then I can't bring anybody else back. Is what you were thinking. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, I could just, pop my shield, run into a room, res you, res everybody if I needed to. I mean, a lot of people are thinking that this is the new Trials mode, but it's just the reimagining of Skirmish, in essence.
Well, I mean, it's their other comp mode.
Yeah.
This is going to be what you queue up for. It's either going to be Countdown or Survival for comp. They have not actually said anything. They haven't actually even confirmed the Trials itself. Mm-hmm. They have confirmed Trials like something will be coming before the DLCs, before the expansions. But as far as I know, they have not confirmed any Trials gameplay.
Also, for the casual mode, not to derail this conversation, did they say it's Supremacy or is it Rift?
I don't think they've said anything about the casual. I haven't heard anything about the casual.
Because I think they said it's going to be 7 game modes and 10 maps at ship. I might be wrong with the numbers.
7 game modes.
Hopefully somebody in chat is like...
Countdown, Clash, Control.
Well, have they said Clash is coming back?
Well, why wouldn't it come back? I know Rumble's gone, right? Rumble's definitely gone.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was like... That's sad.
Which, I liked Rumble.
I can see, but I mean, like I said, I see the thing, but I'm probably used to Survival, because Survival literally sounds like Survival from The Last of Us multiplayer, where it... I don't know. I kind of wished I watched the video, but though I do like the fact that you said it was leaked by IGN, but it was an IGN first look, so that's quantifies as an announcement rather than a leak. But now in
that was a Freudian slip. If I did say leak, I think I just said video, but I might have said leak. I don't know.
But no, because I keep seeing like permadeath and like, are these 8 revives like between all rounds?
Per round.
Wait, what?
Per round. 8 per round.
No, that's too much. That's too much.
Well, I don't know.
Come on.
But again, it's still a non-objective game mode, so I mean, it makes sense.
So then this is supposed to be. So then this is supposed to be what? Clash with revives? Is that what I'm hearing?
Like skirmish.
Small team. It's small team
skirmish.
clash.
Yeah.
Skirmish is small team.
Yeah,
it's actually big team. It's actually big team skirmish.
It's big team skirmish. Sorry.
Small team clash, big team skirmish.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, no, actually, no. It's not clash because clash there are no revives. So yes, bigger team skirmish.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about 8 revives. I think that's too many. If this is supposed to be a comp mode, I think that's too many. I thought it was 8 total the entire match, not per round. That's, I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, it's a divisive thought if you think about it.
Because when I think of comp mode, I'm thinking high pressure stakes. Choose wisely. Don't be a pleb. Can't play if you have no thumbs, and communication. And so you're telling me, oh, there's 8 revives. Like, it'll never end. Oh, I mean, it will end eventually.
It'll end eventually.
Yeah, but how long are these matches? It has to be like 10 minutes.
From the video it showed, it started with 2 minutes.
What?
It started with a countdown from 2 minutes.
Something doesn't add up to me, man. Maybe that was just the video itself. Where, this is just like a trial, play. But 8 revives per round, 2-minute round seems a bit much for a comp game mode. I mean, Des, what say?
There?
Yeah. What?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Scott fell asleep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn more because, like I said, it's. I'm saying this primitive, but like I said, if it's 8, it just sounds very weird. It does sound very, very weird because I don't know. It's like I said, I see it not being as strict as Countdown because it's a non-objective game mode. But I just don't.
Okay.
I don't get the design philosophy behind it.
Okay. So I got it. It's not revives. It's lives.
Oh.
So basically,
okay, gotcha.
It's Clash, but instead of it's the ability to respawn is what 8 is.
Okay.
It's the ability to respawn, and it's shared amongst the players. And as they are killed, it will automatically respawn, and their lives are depleted. So you get 8. So us 3 and Johnny No Thumbs walk into a bar. Johnny No Thumbs dies. He respawns. That goes from 8 to 7. And, as people are dying and respawning, that takes away 6, 5, 4. And the first team, the rounds are over when their lives are depleted.
Mm-hmm.
And the first team to win 3 rounds wins the game. So it's best out of 5. 8 lives, automatically respawn. Okay, that makes sense.
So that was like I said, that was my fault entirely. I misunderstood what they were trying to explain. That seems like a huge troll factor.
Why?
Well, that's why, again, you don't go into comp
By yourself, solo. Yeah, you go in with a 4 stack.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's like the mentality behind, like, they're calling it quick play and competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the devs themselves are giving you a hint. Hey, buddy, you might not want to try this yourself. Because there's always going to be that edge to it. I mean, it's just it's a harsher clash. And actually still reminds me, like, very similarly of Survival and Last of Us, which Last of Us had it to where it was a series of rounds. I believe it was best of, or first 2, 3, or 4. I can't remember exactly. But it was 4v4 there as well. But Last of Us had a downing mechanic, which was essentially like revives in Destiny, where you actually go down, but you can actually maneuver into slightly better places to get picked back up and get back into the fold. But what Survival was, as soon as you died, That was it until the next round.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're done for.
Mm-hmm.
You wait, you watch, and you use cameras to give call-outs if you can. Otherwise, that's it. But no, yeah, it's... No.
So here's another twist to this game mode, too. So there's going to be one power ammo spawn, which will be in a centralized location, which will cause everyone to come together and clash.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
And it's like Trials. Like heavy round on Trials.
Right. Heavy round on Trials, but as they put it, it's the spiritual successor to Skirmish. So, okay. I can get behind this.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, finding out it's actual straight, basically live, basically tickets and such. It makes a little more sense that way, and considering it is like a clash thing. Because I mean, good lord, we've all seen how fast freaking control matches can go. Like when you just have it like a minor like objective and like kills are your main source. Freaking, even though times to kills or times to kill are slower in D2. I mean. Freaking matches are fast, man. I don't think through the entire beta, I don't think I had a match go to time.
Mm-hmm. So, that was one of the questions that I got DM'd. There's a bunch of Destiny 2 questions, so I'm just going to continue on that topic train. This one's from Burning Wing.
Oh, God.
The Hunter class ability. Do you think that it's intended for an ad control purpose as opposed to the Titan and Warlock ability for ad control and aerial denial?
You mean the
dodge.
Stop, drop, and roll?
The dodge.
The dodge.
I mean, it's what Shade Step was in D1. It's maneuverability. It's getting you around things. It's a thing. I mean, it's very mobility and it's very because one thing I noticed, like a lot of people still like throw shade at hunters for their dodge. Like, poor man Shade Step and this, that, and the other. But I tell you what, I use both dodges a lot in the beta. And one thing I've noticed about at least the direct Shade Step ripoff is the fact that it corners really good. Like, it hugs to a wall and you, like, go around a corner extraordinarily well in the middle of that dodge.
Mm-hmm. But plus you're less of a target, too.
Yeah. So I mean, no, there's no iframes. There's no points in time where you can't be hit or you can't be seen in the dodge, which is all gimmick anyway. But it works well for what you use it for. I mean, like I said, it's a different mentality because it's giving hunters something different.
I still don't understand why people are crapping over the shades. The dodge, both gamblers and markmen. It's literally an upgrade from the shade stuff because it has more utility. Yeah. And so, honestly, I'm gonna tell you what is hopefully this is not the case, but this is a scary situation. You got a last word sniper or just a last word person in general, and he's pat. You're one shot. The opponent's one shot. He does a marksman dodge and finishes you off. Like, that is the scariest thought right there. Just being able to maybe go into a gunfight with a last word, someone that's fast firing, and he dodges with the automatic reload and then finishes you off, and you're just sitting there like, oh. Now, I find that, that ability is not as support-friendly as the other two. This is really more selfish, and I don't want to make it seem like hunters are buttholes, but this is a more selfish ability. This is all about me. But then again, this coincides with the way of the hunter. See what I did there? So it has its utilities from a solo perspective. Yes, the hunter might be the ADS person, so they'll need to keep spraying and playing. So I guess in that sense, you can say this will help with ad control. Dodge. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not really ad control though. It's more. Well, I mean, okay, in PvE, marksman's dodge is fun. It's incredibly fun. I think everyone that's played the strike with me has seen me dodge and melee the dogs to death in the primary drill area, Ermagerd. I love it because it's just so fun to just dodge, smack a dog, dodge, smack, dodge, smack, dodge, smack. It's just constant and it's great. But so that it's definitely like a bit of like an ad control thing for like minor. I mean, it gives like hunters a thing to do for trash mobs really in PvE. When it goes to PvP, it's more burst damage. I mean, to talk in MOBA terms, I mean, you got your Titan, which has the defensive barrier, which happens to also have a high offensive capability in D2. So they're definitely more of the tank that the developers had envisioned Titans apparently in D1.
Yep.
Warlocks are very much support thanks to their kits. Like, especially the fact that they have a damage increasing rift that can heal you. So there, there's an actual heal in D2. And the fact that standalone Dawnbreaker gameplay has you trying to take advantage of very vertical sight lines and such with hovers and things like that. Yep. So they're very supportish and kind of backline. But hunters, they're basically your flank. They're basically the people that are getting around to try and burst down people, either to clean up the kill or to secure 1v1. I mean, that's just... And the hunters have always been that in PvP. Because it took hunters, sadly, 2.5 years before we actually got some PvE utility or some PvE usability in Blade Dancer and Gunslinger.
Okay.
I mean, they were just incredibly PvP friendly supers, and they were utterly garbage.
Yeah, but PvE you can crouch and go into this. I mean,
oh wow! But you pop Voidwalker comes in, they drop a bomb. Here's 8 orbs. Mm-hmm. Strike, Titan comes in. Here's a fist. Freaking 8 orbs. Here's a bubble. Here's 4 orbs if you get it right. Hunter shoots somebody with a golden gun 3 times. Here's a couple orbs. You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, but you guys can throw knives. I don't feel bad.
Right.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, but But you know what? Then Bungie should have came out with a support class. From launch of vanilla, they should have came out with everyone had offensive and a support class.
Well, actually, if you listen to the developers, there was a 4th class for D1, but he was utterly scrapped. But he was the support.
What do you mean? He would have actually... There's something else besides the Titan, a Hunter, and a Warlock?
Yeah, there was a 4th class.
Dragon.
Planned for Destiny 1, but they couldn't work out his power fantasy and how he worked, and how he fit.
So wait, 3 years later, they still haven't figured it out?
Oh, of course not. That's why they give Warlocks a healing rift, because the Warlock's the closest thing they have to support.
That's BS, man. Everybody would have loved the 4th class, honestly. As a matter of fact, it's never too late, Bungie. I'm just saying, you can release it. Think about the explosion of hype and gratitude if they would have released a new class, whether it be the Elixni or God knows whatever, God forbid, into one of the DLCs coming up.
Yeah. Or during one of the content droughts.
I mean, that, and also at the same time, you're treading dangerously onto hero shooter territory at that point in time, adding multiple classes.
That's true.
That's actually a question coming up. So,
Des,
you have perfect premonition here. This question, I the only time I've seen it happen was, other than watching the stream, was I seen the dodge happen when Des got the team wipe in Countdown, and Biz, you were screaming. That video, I laughed so hard. Bag that fucker! Bag him right now. And Dash, you were like, all right.
Yeah, I was going to dance.
I was
going to dance, but it's like,
understand.
you know what? Screw it.
I was like, you know what? I hate teabagging, but that was well deserved.
No, he bagged us first. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
There was
He was bagging. He was bagging us through the game.
My God.
So, I mean, it was... It was just hilarious the way it worked out. And like I said, that's my favorite beta moment.
There was no
freaking.
There was no
oh my God,
explanation for that. I had no idea he was bagging the entire time. But I assumed because Biz, you never say that. It just ran.
That pop off. Yeah, that pop off was. That's why I clipped it to Twitter because that pop off was freaking epic, man.
Yes, back that fucker, back him, Des. Then you were dancing, spin, drop. I was like, beautifully done. Like if you're gonna bag artistically. Very nice.
Was elegant. That was an elegant bag. Yeah, he made me mad, man. My whole thing is I hate to be bagged during the match and then lose that match.
Oh yeah.
Because I know at the end of it, he's just gonna keep bagging until the screen goes black. And I was like, I wanted him dead so bad. It's like, so. And then my favorite part was when Dubs was like, "Gotcha."
Yeah. Listen,
so calm, so
I loved it. Gotcha. I was like, beautiful. Yep.
Bag that fucker. Bag him. Continue. Yeah.
This question is from BitDead. Do you think the reason Bungie moved the release date to a Wednesday was so that they can bring the raid on a Friday, giving them the normal 3-day window?
I hope not.
God, I hope not.
I don't know. Frankly, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, if they bring the raid, we can't stop them. There's going to be the people, if they say, okay, the raid's coming on Friday, there's going to be the people who are like, I'm calling out of work, I broke my leg, my bad.
But at the same time, they're not going to do that.
Didn't they do that for Destiny 1? Didn't they do that for World Quest?
No. Mm-hmm. It was like a 2 or 3 week wait, man.
Yeah.
Which one did they give us in 3 days then?
I think it was...
None of them.
Hold on. Like, not Taken King?
King's Fall?
I wanted to say no, but at the same time, it was still heroic, and we still had to wait like a month. I mean, it was normal, and we still had to wait like a month for heroic.
I think there was a 3-day for the normal after a release of a content.
Or was it Rise of Iron?
Might have been Rise of Iron. Dark Below. No? What's that called?
Oh my God, we're terrible when it comes to memory.
It was. I know it was one of them that they did have a 3-day. It wasn't Vaulted Glass. Vaulted Glass was a month after the release it came out.
I think
I want to say it was. It has to be Wrath of the Machine because
it was. Yep. Chat's actually bringing it up now.
Yeah, I think it's Wrath of. Yeah, it has to be Wrath of the Machine because there were no. Oh, we need to get to a certain. What's it? I don't remember. But you know what? It would behoove them to delay the raid as much as possible and let people learn the game, get accustomed to the new mechanics. Yes, we played the beta. Yes, we had our hands on it and played it till our thumbs fell off. But there's still so much that we did not explore. There's still so many strikes that we haven't played and PvP modes that it would be in their best interest to delay it a month.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they did for...
I mean, good Lord, they're not even going to have the trials out. Like, all they've said is before the DLC drops. They haven't even given us a solid date there. I mean, I don't know.
Well, first of all, I honestly think that Trials is going to come out with the Osiris DLC, personally. Unless they have a Trials of something else.
They're probably going to have a Trials of something else.
Damn it.
I mean, yeah, it's suspected. It's suspected right now because there has been a name Trials of the Nine floating around.
Trials of the Nine. The Nine what?
The Nine. Yeah. Agent of the Nine. Okay. That one's handled. That was actually a question everybody has been talking about. BitDead actually mentioned, I think he asked about the Derp guys. And I think
yeah, it was Rise of Iron also.
There we go. Rise of Iron.
Yeah, it was 3 days. But still, like I said, that was normal mode.
Biz.
Yo.
How was your Canada trip?
Canadians. Canadian trip. It was quite fun. The weather was beautiful. It was between 19 and 22 degrees Celsius. About 75 to 78, 80 degrees in case you're wondering Fahrenheit. I didn't have as much maple syrup as I thought I would. Instead, I had a maple syrup whiskey, which was fantastic, and I need to get my hands on it right now. You can drink it straight. You can put it on pancakes and waffles. I mean, it was just that damn good. Toronto itself was a little bit of Chicago, New York, D.C., Virginia, and Miami roll up into one up north. I'll let you figure out how that worked. I had my share of poutine. I must have had more potatoes than an Irishman. And I remember Bro Elijah in a conversation once told me that true poutine, the curds squeak in your teeth. And I never understood what that meant because it just didn't sound appealing and it didn't make any sense. But when I ate it, I said, oh, yeah, it does squeak in your teeth. It's just how it sounds. Just you chew and you hear eat, 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 eat. It's actually kind of weird. They had the best market I've ever seen in my entire life. St. Lawrence Market puts all the markets I've ever been to in the States to shame. I've never seen camel meat before. Did not know people eat camel.
Camel? Like the
as in
the humps?
Day?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was surprised, but then people apparently forget Rush Hour. Jackie Chan's box of lo mein was camel's hump.
I didn't take that seriously.
Why not?
I mean,
It's an odd and absurd. People eat scorpions off a stick. You think people aren't going to eat the hump of a camel?
I thought the hump of a camel was just filled with water and fat.
No, it's probably just fat. I think the water's just like an urban legend, like a saying, because the fat they can break down and get hydration from. I don't know.
That's weird. Maybe we need to cut one up and find out. I'm kidding. A lot of interesting people there, for sure. It was a fun trip. I had a good time. But, a lot of interesting people. And people have road rage like I've never seen before. I thought New York City was bad, where I'm from. Nah, man, they put it to shame. And there's always traffic. Always traffic. Oh, my God, there's always traffic. But overall, it was a fun trip. I'd encourage people to go. Not going to tell you all the places where I went to. What happens in Toronto stays there. But the people there are funny, too. When you tell them that you're American, it's kind of intriguing to them. Because one of the first things they want to talk to you about is politics. They keep up with it very well. But then they also like to hear the differences between, the States and here and, your experience here. And they'll be happy to share where they go to party, where they go to drink, where they go for whatever you can think of. Then we went to Niagara Falls the last night to the casino. Everybody's like, you have to go there. I hate craps. I really do. It makes literally no sense to me because it's all a game of chance and dice. And you can say that about a lot of different games, but this to me more so. However, there was a guy, an Asian dude, and I watched this man, when he first rolled, he rolled an 8 as the point. Cool. As the anchor, the point. And my man just kept rolling eights. And I'm looking at him like, I can't help but to think the worst thoughts in my brain, but it just goes a little something like this. Did he have an algorithm figured out on how to toss the dice in the exact location where it will bounce off the wall and hit 8s? And so I'm watching how he throws the dice. He holds it with his 2 fingers propped up like this, and he just flicks his wrist. And I'm like, okay. And I'm watching the rotation of the dice in slow motion. I'm really trying to analyze this guy. It's that intriguing to me because he keeps rolling 8s. And I'm like, the dice isn't loaded. He didn't do any hand tricks. he's not telekinetic by any stretch of the imagination, but he figured out how to flip the damn dice and roll 8s. And I'm like, this guy's a god. First time I've ever seen a $5 blackjack table. And that's my game.
Blackjack?
I'm a blackjack man. I was trying to play slots because my fiance loves slots. I mean, she wasn't there, so I was trying to, in her spirit, like, hey, I just play for her sake. Lost my money. It's like, the hell with slots. But blackjack is where I would constantly win. And, I had strong gut feelings. If I had like 5 gut feelings throughout that night, which I probably had more than that, but just give you a perspective, 4 of them were right. Oh, 16? Hit. What are you doing? 5, 21. Everybody looks at me like, what the? I'm like, don't worry, I got this. Like, won some money, took it home. Canadian money is pretty, too. I've never seen pretty money. The 10 is purple. That was my favorite bill. And $2 coins and $1 coins. And they don't use pennies. So, fun trip. I encourage people to go. Bring a lot of money, though. The conversion rate is great, but, just bring a lot of money anyway.
Very cool. That was actually for me. That was
also, but fun fact. Has anyone actually heard of Albert Einstein's methodology for cheating at craps?
No, but I'll be glad to hear it.
Take the money when the dealer isn't looking.
Okay.
Because craps is indeed a game of all probability and possibility. No, wait. No, not craps. That was roulette. My bad.
Oh.
Okay.
Dang it. That would have been funnier if it was craps. But oh well.
Oh, was it roulette?
Yeah, it's roulette. Because roulette is nothing but pure
it's
probability and
ball
chance.
spinning, yeah.
Yeah. There's no way to predict. Because everything in roulette is outside of your control entirely.
That's how I feel about craps.
No, well, I mean,
you can control
like I said,
the dice.
There's ways you can throw. There's ways you can toss. I mean, there's things you can do to put. I mean, literally, the toss of the dice are up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But in roulette, nothing is up to you except for where you put your money. Where the ball lands, that's not up to you. That's up to the person actually that's launching it. And who knows if they're launching it the exact same way every single time. Then you have to account for the rotation of the thing and where it starts and stops each and every time. There's just a whole lot of variables when it comes to roulette, man.
Yeah. This next question, I'm going to bounce around the questions so it's not one person. It's a bunch of other ones. This was from Known as Alex, one of our patrons from Patreon. Thank you, Alex. Dream cars.
Dream cars?
Your dream car.
Ooh. So I would have told you Nissan Maxima, but then again, that's not good enough. Probably a Mercedes.
Just a Benz.
Yeah, everything else, and because of where I live, I don't want my car stolen. Not gonna get a Rolls Royce. I'm not gonna get a Lamborghini. Screw that noise. I don't need to get robbed today. I don't want to pay high insurance. Mm-hmm. I'll take a Mercedes, thank you.
Des, what's yours? Ford Focus.
Something that runs, but my ideal means of transportation will be teleportation.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. What? We said dream car.
Yeah, that's my dream car. If I can actually just teleport and just screw everything, that'll be fine with me.
We'll just let Des. We'll just let Des be Des. Just let
a traverse.
Otherwise, as long as it gets me from one end to the other, I'm fine. I pretty much had a dream car because my 04 Dodge Neon, I was, 19 when I started payments on that thing. And when I took it out for a test drive, it had 4 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
I bought it with 7 miles on it. So I was the one owner for that car, and it had recently died a year and a half ago. So, I mean, I pretty much had my dream car because, like I said, I was 19. It was a SXT, so it wasn't a standard model. It actually had some get up and go to it. It was back when gas was cheap. I mean, I can actually take like a $10 bill and fill it up from empty. Mm-hmm. Back in '04. So I mean, I was young, so I mean, I can go exploring. It's like, you know what? I have some cash. Let me just drive off for a while. I mean, it was ostentatious. It was freaking highlighter yellow, which, as some people might know, ostentatious tends to get you attention in party towns, such as, hilariously, where I'm living now, in Auburn. Mm-hmm. It's college town, party town. You get attention. Oh, yeah. So it was basically my dream car. I mean, I had a blast with it, and it was a time that I had a blast. So I really don't have a need, I guess.
Cool. Mine's a 69 Chevy Nova.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think I want to change mines. I think that the new Tesla Model S looks fantastic. I think it looks amazing. I mean, you know, something about, I think we'll go with Tesla Model S. I looked at it, and I remember one of my buddies told me that it was coming out, and obviously I can't afford it because I'm poor, but it looks amazing.
Okay. So, Tesla Model X, teleportation, 69 Chevy Nova. Got it.
These are some boring people.
What did you think we were going to say? A Sherman tank. This question.
Let me get that Bugatti.
Yeah, that.
Look, I don't want any car that would attract multiple women at once. Mm-hmm. At least, not now.
So
if I was younger,
car experience. I mean,
if I was younger,
all day.
But then again, nah. Because, anyways, continue. I'm not gonna get to it.
This question is from Holden Court. What are your thoughts on the release of another hero shooter, Gigantic, which is also free to play?
I think it'll be good. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be as good to. I'm more interested in Anthem. Like the game, right? Anthem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm more interested in Anthem than anything else right now. And when I hear free to play, I hear we have an incomplete concept, but we hope it gains traction so that we know that we're on the right path and that we can hopefully make a decent game. It's probably unfair to say, but that's just how I feel about it.
Then you're knocking out like pretty much every MOBA in existence right now. I don't entirely free to play.
I don't play MOBAs, so yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like there's entire things that release that. I mean, MMOs nowadays go from a basic free to play scheduling. I mean, it's not that unheard of right now, and tragically, there's some that do it way better than others. Mm-hmm. Way better.
I've learned not to pass judgment on games in these 64 weeks that we've had the podcast without playing them. So I will look at it first on Twitch to see if it even looks interesting, and then if it does, I'll download it and give it a shot. But
sadly, right now, Gigantic's for PC and Xbox One.
Well, guess what? I'm not doing then. So, next question.
Holden, if you play and we can play together, then I'll consider playing with you and trying it.
By the way, Jess, thank you very much for telling me that.
At the very least, Gigantic is a different mentality once again because it's almost directly a MOBA because you have like these two titans that you have to kill in order to win the match. Basically, you have to defeat your enemy's titan. I get lost on exactly how the enemy titan becomes vulnerable, but there's a phase that you work towards to get the enemy titan focused, and then you do like a point of damage, just 3 rounds, blah blah blah. But otherwise, it looks like it's very interesting that I mean, I've seen gameplay of Gigantic, and it seems interesting because you have a frog that is basically a hand-to-hand fighter that hooks people with his tongue.
Oh God.
So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely it's slightly new territory for a hero shooter. Considering it is basically advertising, I believe, as a hero shooter. It's definitely going the way of like what was that game?
Battleborn?
Yeah, Battleborn. Which sadly that failed horribly. Yeah, it seems interesting though. Different art style, like I said, it's a different mentality. It just might have what it takes to survive on its own.
I'm sorry, there is an antelope as one of the characters who looks like a Hanzo. What? Yeah,
there's a lot of anamorphic, or...
Anthropomorphic?
Anthropomorphic, thank you. I was getting the anamorphs and anthropomorphic confused there for a second. But yes, it's a lot of like anthropomorphic creatures that you're controlling. Like I said, you got a frog doing like friggin' dive kicks and crap across the screen.
So, Biz, this one's directly for you. What's one food that you wished to elevate?
What's one food I wish to elevate?
Yes. That you would like, that you wished was elevate. That you could elevate yourself, or that you wish was elevated somehow.
Oh, wow.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that's all Biz. All day. Yep.
That's a tough question. Oh my goodness, because I never sat there and thought, out of all the foods I've ever ate, this thing repeatedly can be upgraded or needs an upgrade. You know what? This might be. I might lose a lot of friends for what I'm about to say.
This is your last episode. Who cares if you piss people off? I mean, I love you, but I'm being honest, right? Who cares?
Okay, so and I choose this not because I dislike it, but because I look at people. When my coworkers tell me, "Oh, that's what I brought for lunch," I look at them funny every single time. Like, really? You're an adult, right? So forgive me in advance. And don't get me wrong, I like this. I do. But when I think of you're making X amount of money and this is what you bring to work, I feel like you need to be upgraded. And that's the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew it. It was in my head. I was like, he's going to say PB&J. He's going to say it.
PB&J. And again, I love the sandwich. I just don't find that to be an adequate thing to bring to work for lunch if you are a grown adult. If you're a grown man and you brought a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, my coworker has done this multiple times, and I'm like, dude, really? You make X amount of money, and that's what you bring to work? And he laughs. I'm like, I'm not laughing with you. I'm dead serious. You bring a turkey sandwich, I'm okay. You bring a cheese sandwich, I'm okay. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bruh, really? I'd like to upgrade that, to be honest, where it's more complex, but more filling. More filling so you don't feel like, oh, I need to go get a snack from the snack machine later. Because if you have to do that, that means your lunch wasn't adequate. Or you're just a greedy bastard. Or you have a high metabolism. 1 to 3. But more than likely, it wasn't filling for you.
When's the last time you ate peanut butter?
Yesterday.
Last week.
No, I'm talking about business. Because, I mean, you're speaking in a way, it's like, oh my God, peanut butter is like it's not filling. I mean, you're talking about a legume, which is extraordinarily high in proteins. And peanut butter being one of the most filling things there are. And what's wrong with enjoying a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I didn't say anything.
I did say I like the sandwich. I don't find it to be filling.
But you're sitting there. It's like, if you bring this to work, in my job, there's an issue. It's like, why?
Because I feel like that's not enough food. Like, for me, I'd have to bring 2 or 3 for it to work. You don't bring 2 or 3 peanut butter jelly sandwiches to work. you're probably going to bring just one.
Actually,
right?
I would.
You are an anomaly like I am.
I mean, I bring food to fill me, and sometimes, yes, I occasionally need snack food.
Shut up, Burning Wing.
Also, Des, you have to remember, we had a very physical job. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Warehouse
for sure.
and factory jobs. You got to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Well, see, but that's me also. If I were to have a similar, well, I don't know exactly what business does as a living. I haven't asked, I haven't pried, but just office jobs in general. If I were to have one, I would gain probably about 100 pounds.
I think he's an assassin
Because
I think it's like wanted. It's like a cover. He's like the accountant.
Well, he did mention in the pre-show like having to give up his identity, like going into the CIA. So it makes you wonder how much he actually knows about it, you know. But
I think he's like, he's like the horn rim glasses guy from Heroes. I think he like hunts down metahumans. That's what I think he does. That's what I think he's like. I'm gonna look. I know Buster's real name, but I'm gonna look out just in case he ever comes up on a file and be like, I don't know this guy. And if you do,
yeah, maybe that's why he has to vanish. Like too much of him is getting out, so it's like now he has to pull out.
You can blame that on holding court, asshole.
But
no, so that makes sense. So I get looked funny because I'm not lying to you. I'll bring a 3-course meal for lunch.
I probably would have to too, because dude, well, not necessarily a 3-course meal, but dude, if I'm just sitting there, like especially if there's the possibility of moments of me actually just sitting there and not actually doing anything, dude, I get so hungry when I'm bored.
Yeah,
I get so hungry when I'm just sitting there. It is insane.
I don't do any physical labor. My physical labor is walking and sitting on my butt. But for me, it's like I said, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Personally, I rather it on waffles and on bread.
That's fair.
And then I rather crunchy peanut butter.
Yep.
With a personally, no, actually, I like honey crunchy peanut butter. Honey crunchy peanut butter. But then once I put the sandwich together, I want it retoasted so that the peanut butter is nice and warm and flowy and oozy. I don't like jelly. I like jam. There's a difference. Don't believe me? Go buy jam. Go buy jelly. Scoop it out and spread it. And you'll see the immediate difference.
And tell me I'm right. That's the next step.
You don't have to tell me I'm right. I know I'm right. Like... jelly and jam is two different things, and for that reason, I never liked grape jelly. I like grape jam. Easy to spread.
I'm a fan of the mixed fruit myself.
Mixed fruit's good. I like strawberry preserves if it's made homemade.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I think,
go ahead.
I wanted to say I think it was either Cracker Barrel. I'm wanting to say that had awesome strawberry.
I think so.
I think it was Cracker Barrel.
Because I gotta say, okay, all right. So Southern, there's like a lot of like chains that will not get Southern cooking quite right, and it's hilarious to me that Cracker Barrel actually comes extraordinarily close because they don't even really classify themselves as Southern cooking.
It's like
just food.
Pennsylvania Dutch, right? No, actually, no. I take that back.
More home style, I guess, would be the best way to describe Cracker Barrel.
But I like to say comfort. That's because it's Southern food. Like their menu is Southern food, man. Like
Country Boy Steak. Really?
Oh, I know. I love the names of their items too. Oh my god.
Let me tell you something. That country
yeah. Give me the big guy breakfast. Yeah.
The lumberjack special.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. And give me an extra side of that potato, like hash brown
casserole.
Yeah, the hash brown casserole. Need it.
Ooh, it's so good.
We need more of that. Of that.
God damn, we all just lit up for a second. We're just I'm holding the back of my chair right now.
If there's a recipe I could steal from anywhere, it would be their hash brown casserole.
Nope.
Because that, oh my god.
Yep. And I tried the copycat recipes. I come close, but they must have stick a toe in there, swirl it around, and then do a little stinky leg dance because it's not the same. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
A bit of love.
Yeah.
They put a toe in there, do the stanky leg, like, yeah. All right, now we ready. Like,
Their sausage biscuits and gravy is amazing too.
Oh my god.
We are a bunch of food nerds. Look at us. We just lit up over a hash brown casserole.
Oh god.
Oh, like I said, that's.
Oh my
I have to get. I've ordered double sides of hash brown casserole.
Uh huh.
Like, so what do you want for your sides? Hash brown casserole. And your second one, hash brown casserole.
Double that.
And the hilarious thing is, out of all the different Cracker Barrels I've eaten at, I've never gotten a strange look for doing that. It's like, all right,
so
no problem. See, it's like, okay.
Especially
I asked for the hash brown casserole once and said put the sausage gravy on top of it. That's what I did. I wish it was good. I got chills right now thinking about that. Ooh.
I wish they treated their. Do they serve grits there? I don't recall.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I wish they treated their grits the same. That'd been fantastic.
they do. Actually,
No,
Really?
their grits are good.
No, I didn't say they were good. Like the best grits I've ever had was like cheese and grits. It wasn't grits and cheese. It was cheese and grits, and it was cooked, kind of almost baked, and you can get the sharpness out of the cheddar. I wanted to stick my face in there.
yeah. But the only bad thing about grits, like if you go to any like place that's an actual Southern cooking place, never order grits.
Mm-hmm.
Never, because you're getting plain grits.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
It's not cheese grits. It's not. No.
You got to dock it up. I'm like butter and cheese.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you have to ask for butter.
And cheese.
Because most people don't even, like, I mean, just for grits, because that's cheese grits. But, yeah, I mean, you would think, just for serving for grits, they would give you a scoop of butter. But no, like actual Southern places and Southern people in general don't always fix their grits with butter. So it's like, hey, buddy.
I made some grits the other day for my fiance. Butter, cheese, and I added a little bit of garlic and onion powder to it. Man, I said these are some grits right here. And here's the funny part: she's Southern. I'm not. She killed those grits. I told her I did something a little different to it, and she wiped the floor with the grits. I was like, "Yeah, your boy knows how to cook some grits, baby." But it's funny because, like, I know a lot of people would not do onion and garlic powder, but just a little bit with the saltiness of the cheese and the butter, it takes it to another level. I'm telling you, man.
That and my favorite grits was fixed by my mom, but we're talking more like a scramble before that became a thing. Because we're talking like, you know, little baby Raven here, like, forget 8, 9 years old, and mom's fixing grits, and it's got cheese, it's got eggs, sausage, bacon. Like, yes.
I'm not a big fan of shrimp, and I like shrimp and grits.
Never had it.
Neither have I.
Really?
I'm not a fan of. Are you
haven't
really
had
that I'm not a fan of shrimp, or that Jess hasn't had shrimp and grits?
No, that Des never had shrimp and grits. I thought he would have shrimp and grits. I can't have it, but
I mean, I don't care for. I mean, it's shrimp and grits. Like, just the sound of it is like, okay, like grits aren't actually like that flavorful, and unless you cook shrimp right, that's not flavorful either. So it's like, just by default, I really don't care.
I've had salmon and grits before. That was actually different. But if you're going to do shrimp and grits, I feel like the shrimp has to come with a sauce. You can't just like cook the shrimp and then just stick it in there.
Yeah.
Like, it has to. I want to say almost like Louisiana style.
That's what it was. That's where it was. I was in New Orleans when I had it. So
that's fair then.
Yeah.
That's fair then.
Anywhere else, I think they do it wrong. I never had it, but what I see, they do it like with a Louisiana Cajun influence.
Yeah.
I can get behind it, even though I cannot have it.
fucking amazing.
But yeah, for sure. Besides, like, some of my favorite seafood has always been crab legs.
Oh, God, I miss crab legs so much.
Damn it.
That used to be like a nightly, like, it used to be like a nightly ritual sometimes for my family. It's like, because I mean, we were like, you know, like lower mid class to like lower class, basically. I mean, for a while. But by God, if my mom like kept her eyes open for any bargain she could, and good God, like when the king crab legs went on sale, we were eating that night, and it was glorious. And it was like I said, it'd be like a whole family ordeal whenever they got seafood, because they'd get like shrimp and crab legs. So we'd actually sit there and clean and freaking shell the shrimp and freaking crack open the crab claws and everything, and just go to town. And oh my God,
So
Oh,
I've never seen people eat like whole crab, like, do a crab boil. I gotta say, it is the most interesting thing I've ever seen with people coming together for food because, they have the newspapers on the table, they throw the crabs on the table, and, it's not pretty.
No.
It's not
No.
like, let me put it in perspective. You see an attractive woman, like, oh, she's cute. Okay, cool. She eats crab legs. He's like, ugh.
It's a visceral experience because you're tearing it apart with your hands. And,
I mean, and they just have no shame. I'm like, my God, bud.
Now, you see, you actually get detracted by that, but I mean, I appreciate people that know how to eat wings.
Raven gets turned on.
No. I like, because it's like the same thing for like wings. Like, because if you actually eat wings properly, it is not a pretty sight because you're tearing literally flesh from bone. And like, I will clean a bone.
I'll eat the knuckle.
Yeah, I mean, I clean it down. For the first, 2 years, me and my wife were together. Whenever we'd have bone-in chicken, she'd always, pass the plate away and it's like, I'm done. And
no, you're not.
That's when I'd pick it up. It's like,
my brother's girlfriend, first of all, I hate to say this. If you eat boneless, I have a problem with you. Okay, going forward, she will leave meat on the bone, and my brother sent her a picture with meat on the bone, left the wings. She said, "If you do this, we can't be friends."
I still say the best wings I ever had were when Swain Stash made at his restaurant, and I was eating them, and I realized it's not like a fancy restaurant, but it's kind of nice, and I was just going to town, and they were spicy. And I usually don't like spicy food, but I was like, man, this is so fucking good. I looked at my girl and I was like, if I could drink this, I would. And she's like, you're sweating. And I'm like, I know, it's the meat sweats. And they gave you wet warm rags to the napkins to wipe off your face and hands. Oh my God. Dude walked up to me and was like, yeah, they were good, huh? And I'm like, fuck yeah, they were good. He's like, you ate the bone. Because I was just going to town, man. Eat the knuckle and everything. My girlfriend's like, you eat the knuckle? I'm like, yes, everything. Nothing survives this apocalypse that's about to befall these wings.
Clean.
To keep on...
but unlike most people, I don't shy away from how I eat in public.
I don't give a shit.
I eat fast because, I worked in the food industry since I was 15.
Okay.
From 15 to 21, 22, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So at least mom and pa and fast food, sometimes you have to take quick breaks. So I learned to eat fast. So that means if you're going to watch me eat, you're watching me devour and take apart food for sustenance.
Wait, is Miss Biz outside the frame?
Oh no.
Is she outside the frame?
Yes.
Oh, this is your last one. You might as well bring her in and have a nice little debate about food.
I told her she's
come on now. Bring her in here about wings. Come on, baby.
Hold on. You keep talking. She's coming.
But yeah. So I'm not shy. When it comes to wings, crab, lobster. For those with a weak stomach, don't look.
I order steaks rare. That grosses people out. Oh my God, your steak's bloody. Yeah, it's good.
Why do you make a big deal of rare steaks? I don't see why people actually make a deal about how they order food.
No.
They want to say hi to you.
It's the way I order food.
What?
They want to say hi to you.
Speak. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so they want to know your thoughts on wings.
On wings?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Just eating the wings.
Hot
Does she,
wings,
tear into
mild
it?
wings.
How do you go to town in wings? How do you eat wings?
Does she try and keep her ladylike appearance, or does she go?
Do you try to keep it ladylike? Do you try to?
Why?
How do you feel about people leaving meat on the bone?
Savagery. Supposed to eat the actual full wing and then suck on the bone. It brings the juice out.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I'm so proud.
I forgive you for the maple syrup and prime rib debate.
How do you feel about boneless?
Boneless.
Yeah.
If you don't want the bone from time to time, but with the bone, it just gives that juice. Makes it real good.
There you go. Can you do me a favor? Can you say the following sentence?
Wait a minute. Hold on. What are you about to get me into?
Nothing. Just say the sentence.
Burning wing. Your internet sucks ass.
Yeah! Burning wings, someone in the chat.
Everybody gets what they want here today.
I'm so sorry, whoever that is. You hurt your feelings. I'm so sorry.
He got no feelings. He has no soul.
He has a soul.
He also has terrible internet, seriously. He got his internet from Somalia.
But what? He's trying to be involved.
I guess with the red bar connections.
Might as well keep her in for this one too, Biz, because this is actually from Burning Wing. Perfect segue. She set me up beautifully.
Go ahead. Next question.
What are the best fries? Where are they from? And his answer is, why are they curly?
What are the best fries? Where are they from? And why are they curly?
His answer was curly fries. But
Burning Wing, you're wrong.
What has the best fries?
Boardwalk fries are the best fries from Thatcher's in Ocean City, Maryland. Facts.
What kind of fries?
Boardwalk fries.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I can answer that question. I haven't been around the country.
Ooh. You can answer.
What are your favorite fries?
What are your favorites? Yeah.
What are your favorite fries?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, she like waffle fries.
Waffle fries. All right.
Not bad.
That's like
Not
straight.
bad.
It's like very little. Because I mean,
More of the
potato and
potato.
salt. So I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I like boardwalk fries. Something about having the skin left on it. It's appealing to me.
Oh, that's boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
It's usually hand cut,
Yeah.
twice fried, skin left on.
Yeah, those are potato wedges.
Here we go. I'm what?
Bougie.
Here we go.
Fried in general.
Oh my god. Co-founder's gonna have a field day with that one.
Yeah, no, I do not like potato wedges. That's a little too much potato.
Potato wedges, yeah.
Like I said, that's too thick of a potato for me. But for me, it all depends on the type. If you're talking like straight fries, then yeah, like home cooked, hand cut is going to be best. But if you're talking about the best fries in existence, then that's definitely your battered curly fries from places like Checkers, Rallies, whatever the franchise may be near you.
I feel like curly fries, you don't get enough of the potato. You just kind of get strings.
But that's fries also.
It is fries, but I mean, you gotta dig deep for more fries.
No.
But
But a close second does come to Arby's fries, which are also delicious.
Des, the boardwalk fries are kind of like Five Guys. That would be the
Yeah, there's another franchise we don't have around here. Nice try, though.
All right, nice try. I tried. I fucking tried. I can't help you. I don't know.
Oh, God.
The best way to describe them. My favorite fries in existence are beer battered, crispy skinned.
Oh my.
you just blew his mind. Mind blown.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I've had those before. I don't like the. Oh god. They're okay. I'm not gonna say they're bad. They're okay. I think the extra batter is what kind of turns me off sometimes. Is it good?
See, I like the crispiness. I like that.
I okay.
It's like a diner that's around here. You know, I live in New Jersey, the land of diners. Has them, and I'll go there if I ever want like chili cheese fries or French fries or anything. But close second is there's a barbecue. I don't know if it's a franchise, but it's a barbecue spot called David and Sons, and they have what I could just best describe as the boardwalk fries, just thin, like shoestring boardwalk fries. They use whole potatoes, cut them by hand, and it's amazing. They use brisket in their chili. It's fucking delicious.
So what's your favorite condiment to use for French fries?
Depends. Okay, if it's fast food, it depends on like where I'm eating.
Yeah, and that's
like if you're eating in a place that has like Chick-fil-A, let's take for example. If you're eating in a place that has a dipping sauce, I have a hard time like choosing whether to dip the fries or the chicken in the dipping sauce.
oh, Chick-fil-A sauce is amazing.
Like I love
Yes, facts.
I love honey mustard on fries
Yes.
just in general. I do. It's great. It's delicious. And that was actually started from me. There used to be like a chain around here. I don't even know how big the chain was, but it used to be called. It was like a seafood place called Igor's, and it was this one particular place that I've been loving this since I was like 6 years old because it was a waiter that gave me the suggestion. It's like, would you like honey mustard on your fries? And then I just looked at my parents like, can I? Can I please? That sounds amazing. They're like, yeah, sure. So it brings me out. Oh my God, I've been hooked to it ever since. I mean, it's like the best thing ever. But yeah, honey mustard, for sure.
Yeah.
Babe,
I'll settle with ketchup, but honey mustard.
what's your favorite condiment, babe? It's not a trick question.
It is a trick question.
What is it? What is it? Say it.
Eat whatever. Don't apologize.
I'm so sorry. It's the top of the morning and I'm thinking dirty.
Food. What's your favorite sauce?
I'll beep it out. Answer the question. What were you thinking?
No, don't answer the question. No, absolutely not.
What? I mean, there's only a few options. And
No.
You want me to answer it? I can answer it.
No. Babe, what sauce? You gotta get ready soon, don't you?
It's business. It's
I like-
business time.
It's the Polynesian from Chick-fil-A. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Oh my God. We don't judge.
No, I do not.
All right.
Yes. Yes, we do. The world
No.
wants to know.
No, we do not. No, we do not.
The main man
No.
says he wants to know the answer.
No, I
Hold,
main man
make
did
it
not say
happen.
that.
Hold, make it happen.
Use your imagination. We'll talk about it later.
Oh my God, I can't stand you.
All right, guys. I gotta go. Gotta rehearse for a wedding.
Bye.
Hasta
Thank you.
luego.
All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Biz, you know when you come back, whenever that is, she's going to have to come back with you, right?
I'm sorry.
Aw. No, but
I'm saying, I know she wasn't about to leave my man cave without giving me some sugar.
no, but seriously though, Biz, you know when you come back inevitably for the show to be a guest, she's going to have to be here with you.
I know.
Okay.
You're not on me.
As long as you know. By the way, I don't know what she was thinking about putting dirty stuff on fries. I'm just like,
I
wait
know,
a second,
right?
hold
It's
on a
like-
second. I mean, we all have a food of choice that we think about doing dirty shit with. Mine's cake. Okay, truth time,
Cake,
confession.
Cake,
Yes.
Cake.
Yes,
Sorry.
That's fair.
I want to put a cupcake on a butt, something like that, something weird.
Oh God. We're going out that road again.
No, that's just me being funny. There was
I don't want to know her imagination, but I think
listen, you married
that's-
Subco probably put it best.
biz sauce. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I know. I mean, it's one of those things like, do you really want to know this answer?
I'm like, I don't.
There's,
I
there-
sure as hell
there's
don't.
questions
I'm
in
with
this world that you don't want to know the answer to.
Exactly.
Like if
You
somebody
can't
says,
unhear things.
if somebody ever plays the game Never Have I Ever, I'll walk away. Just
I don't.
walk away.
it. Don't do it.
One,
But
I'll
it's
get
like-
shit face blackout drunk quick, and two, you don't want to know that much about me.
I mean, that, and it's hilarious because then you have those weird never have I ever's like, never have I ever stabbed someone. And that one dude drinks and is like, wait, what?
That's when I have. That's when I'd have to drink.
It's like, what happened? Oh, we played this game. You're like, yeah, I'm out.
Yep, time for me to go. See
Me
ya.
getting up and walking away. A bathtub full of green jello. Subcult. What?
What the crap? Why green Jello specifically, though?
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. Why green Jello? Just why be specific? When you get up out of it, you look like the Incredible Hulk. All right, touche. That's the answer. Never mind. I answered my own question.
Oh, okay, cool.
Known as Alex has another one. Your favorite weapon of all time in any video game?
Dang.
The Redeemer from Unreal Tournament.
Weapon.
I've spoken about it before. The Redeemer was a very special weapon in multiplayer matches that had one spawning location at a time. Like, when you picked it up, it had one ammo. It was a shoulder-mounted miniature tactical nuclear missile launcher.
So it was like almost like the Fat Boy from Fallout 4?
Pretty much, but think more rocket-propelled, and its alternate fire, you can actually literally guide it wherever you wanted. And the explosion being about 10 times bigger than that. I mean, we're talking like, you can actually get like a 10 like multi-kill with this one thing just because of the shockwave of the explosion. It was glorious. It was great. It was overpowered. It only spawned in like twice a match. And in one location that was very hard to get to because it was extremely out of the way. On maps. That's even if it spawned. But oh my god. Was it fun.
Okay. Do you have a melee weapon from any game?
A melee weapon?
Yeah, I figured one gun, one melee weapon. Because I
can't figure out the gun. I can't even figure out the gun. Oh my god, that's
lightsaber.
Okay, that was from a game. You're right.
Very specifically from Jedi Academy, the last of the Jedi Knight series of games, because that actually had you combining force powers with a third-person perspective, kind of like the swords are in Destiny now. Even though it's a first-person shooter, you go into third-person for like the lightsabers, and then of course you had crazy lightsaber crap going on, like deflecting bullets and like cutting people in half. And I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I apologize. Yeah.
Don't apologize for your geekdom. We all have something.
I do often. It's not going to stop me from my geekdom, and I'm going to keep going.
It's just what you say. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love this. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Like I'm a lover of many things geek. I'm sorry, but even my wife understands. Once I get started talking, I'm not going to stop.
I'm still trying to figure this out. As far as gun, I'd have to say Thorn because of how I got it. It's a lot of gun. I've played a lot of games. I can't remember the weapon. No weapons have stood out to me like the Thorn has. But as far as melee, does the kunai from Scorpion? Was it kunai? Scorpion's kunai. Does that count as a melee?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That right there.
It's a rope dart.
You can stab somebody with it by just by your hand, but you can throw it too. It's not really a gun. My melee weapon, my favorite melee weapon from any game is the 7-star sword from Rogue Galaxy because it can evolve in different forms. And my favorite gun of all time is the AN-94 from Black Ops 2.
Also, shout-outs to the Metal Blades from Mega Man 2, the most OP weapon in gaming history.
Okay.
I mean, it's actually sadly been documented as the most overpowered one. It is a weapon that everyone in the game is weak to, including the person that you get the weapon from. It's amazing.
Another question from known as Alex. Superman versus Goku. I think this is a whole episode worth of debate.
I mean, the debate's there, but at the same time, at least from a standard debate level, this has been answered twice by Death Battle. Twice. They have made very clean-cut, scientific, but they've measured like strength and such for each character as best they can, considering it's freaking comic books and crap. Mm-hmm. But Superman has won both times. Because it also came down to the design philosophy of the comics themselves. Superman I mean, I'm also actually saying all this because I agree with what they said. But Superman, as a comic book, was about a man, or at least became about a man who had limitless power, but his issue was to try and fit in. He was an alien trying to make his place in a world, literally. But Goku's comics were about Goku having hard limits and having to overcome them every step of his life.
Okay.
But then you have that design philosophy. Superman was designed to be a god.
Yeah, he's a god among mortals, or god among
Goku eventually became a god. But that's the thing. Goku still has limits. Goku has hard limits. Superman is not designed with hard limits because his fight isn't actually a physical fight. It's about him fitting in. So that's why they've actually pretty much come to the conclusion trying to bury the topic of Goku versus Superman from their perspective by giving that dish out. And like I said, I agree with them because it comes down to the fact that in their first showing of it, Goku generally plays with his opponents a bit too much.
Yeah.
And Goku would never take advantage of Superman's one weakness because Goku always wants an even fight. He wants his opponent at full strength at all times. And that's going to be Goku's weakness. But that's me. So, Superman. Sorry.
I was going to say Superman because of this episode that I watched once. I don't even remember what it's called, where it was this English bloke, and they took him, I want to say, to space or something, and there was a bunch of guys, and they thought they killed Superman. And Superman basically was like, you think you killed me? And he started like, he was like a ghost at that point, I guess. And dude was like, all my life I've been restraining myself, and now I'm going to let you guys have it, and fucks them up long big style. I don't remember the episode, but it was one telekinetic dude, one dude I think controlled like shock waves or something like that. But the telekinetic dude had a British accent. I really wish I could remember.
Was it Justice League Unlimited?
Maybe.
They do it. They do it twice in that season.
So, yeah. They
do it with Darkseid, and I think they do it with I think like a group of super powerful villains come from like the future back to stop Superman from like going forward. If I remember correctly,
something like that. Yes. And dude reached Mach 10 and just straight up savagery. And at that point, I knew. It's his morality, his morals, his moral compass that holds Superman back from killing everyone and everything that stands in his way. And you kind of get a glimpse of that in Injustice, the game. But the guy basically is like, I try to be nice. I try to be a Boy Scout. Now I'm going to let you bastards have it. And just goes off. And Superman is not the type of person to kill, except for Injustice, Rip Shazam. But he can, if he was brainwashed into believing, like similar to like how the Hulk can reach new limits, reach a new high of potential. If Bruce Banner is completely separated from him, that's Superman and his morals, and that's a scary thought. And so. Yeah, I don't know how that would work with him against Goku if he is in that frame of mind.
Yeah. As much as I like Goku, I gotta say Superman. I've seen that Justice League Unlimited scene where Darkseid comes, fucks shit up, beats everyone down, and then he does through this whole monologue, just this big villain speech, and midway through, Superman laughs. And he's like, I've been holding back all this time. Now I get to go all out, and just goes to town.
Yeah. For everyone curious also, search on YouTube the World of Cardboard speech. And this is actually what has become the Darkseid speech or the speech Superman gives to Darkseid about being in a world of cardboard.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
Yes, because
you can search it on YouTube and you can find it. It's like 2 minutes long. But yes, that is like the most, because I've said it multiple times on this podcast, that is like the most epic Superman speech I've ever heard. Because that crap, when I first heard it, I mean, I was a little old to be watching it at the time, but you know what, who cares? But that sent chills down my spine. I mean, that was like, holy crap, now that's how you write Superman.
Because he actually says it. Like, he's like, I've been living my life like the world's made of cardboard.
Yeah.
And now you come and destroyed everything and removed that from me. Thank you. And then just...
And just, like, utterly wails into, like, this uber powerful guy. And it's like, he basically had to click in his head. It's like, no, I don't have to. I mean, it's what he says, like, I don't have to hold back with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I can actually
I can
just
Kick your tail. Yeah.
This one is from Fluffy Fingers. He was just on the show. Socks and shoes, sandals, or bare feet. If I say relaxing outside, what do you prefer?
That depends on where I am. So, in the United States of America, sandals. If I'm in the Caribbean, barefoot. Anywhere else, more than likely, sandals.
My wardrobe actually consists of sandals, so sandals.
If I'm outside in my
I'm too
yard,
tender-footed for barefoot.
Say I'm the opposite. I'm barefoot. If I'm outside, like in my yard, like in like a barbecue or where I know what's there, barefoot. But if I'm like outside, like in public, just like in like a park or nothing, obviously shoes and socks. I don't ever wear sandals. I have big ugly hobbit feet.
I don't care because I'm gonna be comfortable.
No, I'm also not comfortable in like flip flops or nothing. I'm weird. I don't like shit between my toes
no, like that.
Sandals?
It's sandals.
Yeah.
It's straight to sandals for me because I came across like this type of sandal, but oh my god, it's just so comfortable. And it's like I don't even wear tennis shoes. It's like I work in steel toes, so I mean when I'm not at work,
too.
I'm in sandals, so that way I let my feet breathe. I mean because. I mean, especially working in automotive, you're working with all kinds of like synthetic lubricants and crap that can get into your shoes if you don't have like basically the proper footwear, and it's like, yeah, it gets aggravating. So so if I'm not at work, it's sandals.
That's why I go bare feet. I wear I'm steel toes. I got to wear steel toes at work for at least 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day. Yeah. I get home, I just pop my shoes and socks off, and I'm like, I'm barefoot. So
dude, I don't even have to get home when I'm working. Like I will actually like as soon as my shift's over, I'll go to the car,
put shoes
on. Pop my boots off, and I put my sandals on. Mm-hmm. Like I'm still at socks, which people actually usually get on to me about. It's like why, but it's like screw you, I don't care. I'm just not going to take off my socks right now.
Yeah, right. I have a pair of sneakers I leave in my car just for that reason. I bring them with me every day. Just put them in my car so I can take the boots off. Because even like when you've had steel toe boots on for hours and hours and hours, just taking them off is amazing. You're like, oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're into the questions that were DM'd to me via Twitter, and these will be a big, I guess they're meant for big debate questions. If you could erase one movie from existence, what would it be?
Any Resident Evil movie.
Oh, God.
Any Resident Evil movies? Is that what you said?
Any of them.
Okay.
From 3 on, just get rid of them. Like, I have issues with 2. I think 1 and 2, after 2, they just start, no. So they ended at 2 and just like, no. Yeah.
Oh, God.
No subquote. You take that back. The first Street Fighter movie was so bad it's hilarious. And besides, if we don't have that Street Fighter movie that starred Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, we would not have the best Bison quote in existence. Because the day that Bison graced your village is the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Okay.
That is a pretty badass quote, you gotta admit.
Hey, come on. Like something so major like in this person's life, and it's like for him it's like, yeah, it was like another day. Mm-hmm. Like that movie was a steaming hot pile of garbage. Like I said, it was so bad it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
The phrasing he uses, a steaming hot pile of garbage.
Oh yeah. I mean it was horrible. It was laughable. But I mean, like I said, it was so bad. It was hilarious, especially when you hear someone like Jean-Claude Van Damme, who has such a thick foreign accent, trying to be Mr. All-American William Guile. Ugh. But no. A, that movie is hilarious because it's so bad. And B, like I said, best Bison quote ever. I actually showed that movie to my wife. And we were laughing the entire time. Because I warned her, this movie is awful. It's horrible. It should not exist. But by God, it's hilarious. Everyone needs to watch that movie. Like I said, it's so bad. It's hilarious.
I found it. I found my movie.
Uh-oh.
The Happening by M. Night Shyamalan. Oh my God. I hate watching that movie. I hated that movie. I thought it was utterly pointless. And I was just like, has anyone ever seen it yet? Have y'all seen the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so the last thing I remember saying watching the movie was, the fucking plants? Really? Like, really?
I must be too fascinated by science then.
I literally was just like, you've heard of all these natural disaster movies, but I'm like, oh, when plants attack part 2, like, are you fucking kidding me? I literally was just like, no. And from then on, I didn't like M. Night Shyamalan movies. My first response was any movie that had M. Night Shyamalan attached to it. But I was like, no, that's not quite fair. So The Happening is the one. I just, nope, get out.
I don't know. I had issues with that movie, but not the glaring issues a lot of people have. Like I said, I'm too much of a nerd, and it's like, because plants do use like airborne aerosol-like chemicals and such, and that's not even some of the most disturbing things. I mean, if the plants in The Happening were to do that, or like in life, that would actually still not be the weirdest thing in nature.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we're talking about like cordyceps, whoever doesn't know what that is, it's a fungus that takes over ants.
Mm-hmm.
And it causes them to get as high as that ant can before erupting from its forehead and killing it to spread more spores. So yeah, I'm a little bit too much of a nerd, and it's like
There's also another version of it that you can eat. That it's a supplement that increases your body's ability to take in oxygen. There's like 2 forms of it. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, something that takes over another species. I'm not trusting in my body.
Yeah. Screw mushrooms.
I want to say Sharknado, but it's
oh, come on.
so good it's bad.
Come on.
I've successfully dodged that movie for a very long time.
It's so bad it's funny as hell.
Yeah, I think it might be Sharknado because there's a 5th one coming out, and I'm like, why?
Exactly.
Just,
You see, that's the issue, because I would have maybe have seen it like probably like here recently, but I keep hearing about sequels coming out, and it's like, no, I have no interest in this movie now. It's like, no.
Yeah, I was watching the preview. I watched Face Off on Sci-Fi, the special effects makeup show, because I love that shit. Because I can't draw a stick figure right. I can't draw. I have no art. I paint just because it helps me, not go crazy and kill people. But it was like, just when you thought it was safe to go back outside, I'm like, what is it this time? Because sci-fi movies are typically like terribly great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Basilisk,
some of them,
Minotaur, Gargoyle, stuff like that. And I'm like,
what was it called? Was it called Earthsea?
Oh God, yeah, it was good. When you die, you go into another. You get reincarnated into like a different
they had like
world.
true names and everything. Where the main character, who was actually Iceman, and Danny Glover, Iceman from like the original X-Men trilogy, and like I said, Danny Glover was like co-starring in this miniseries, and it was like a thing of true names, and they tried to make it out to be like this big profound thing, but the main character's true name was Sparrowhawk. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, what? Really?
So it was hokey, it was goofy, but it was kind of a good story, kind of a good time. But yeah, sci-fi stuff usually has that like charm to them at least. But yeah, it's just like Sharknado. No,
No, it was terrible.
It's like, no, not doing it.
All right. Sticking with movies, the best movie director. Your favorite movie director.
Michael Bay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Actually, legitimately, he is one of my favorite, one of my favorite directors in Hollywood right now. Most of his movies are amazing, like tangles of plot holes and crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like from the Transformers, just really suffers from him trying to combine way too much. I mean, because we're talking about a series and like a movie that like has different histories depending upon what country it's in. So, and what Michael Bay's movies have tried to do is like combine that and unify that. But the reason why Michael Bay is one of my favorites is, as someone said, he has a talent for getting a lot of information visually into each of his shots. Like if something is important, like if something is shown in the shot, it's important. Mm-hmm. And by God, he can make an explosion look pretty.
I'll give him that.
Like, so I mean, like I said, plot-wise, his movies may be like, some hot garbage here and there, but at least you're not incredibly bored by the action sequences because, like I said, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things going on. Like when stuff starts hitting the fan, Michael Bay's actually got your back when it comes to that part. Everything else, meh. But I do agree with Subcult, Mel Brooks for the win.
This is going to be a very interesting choice, but not because I like this director, not because of... So, okay, I'm not a movie person, period. But when I do watch movies, I like to laugh, and unfortunately, not a lot of movies can make me laugh. I like Keenen Ivory Wayans.
Okay.
From the scary movies 1 and 2
yes.
to Don't Be a Menace while drinking Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorites. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Old Wayans brothers.
Yes.
Major Pain.
I'm down. Yeah. I'm down for like some old, because let's not forget like their brother with I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, which was hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my god, that movie was so good. You got the chick like taking off a wig and taking off like a leg and crap, and it's like, what the?
He was like, "Can I get a whiskey double? Can I get a Pepsi double?" Like, like those are my movies. I'm gonna get you. Like, you want to walk with 3 shoes, 2 on your feet and 1 your ass, sucker. So,
Don't Be a Menace is actually legitimately, other than Mel Brooks movies, like that's legitimately one of my favorite comedy movies of like all time is Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, so that's why, because of his older stuff. And I'll watch, like I said, Scary Movie 2 was probably the last of the funny Keenen Ivory Wayans movies. I don't know if he put out anything since then.
I don't know about him, but I know
Marlon did the
Marlon
Shades
did
of Black.
Well, he did that. He also did the one that was a spoof of Paranormal Activity. I forget what he called it, but it had a sequel.
Ghost House?
Ghost House or something like that. But yeah, he had that was actually pretty. I liked that one. I did like that one. I didn't see the 50 Shades one.
Was it a haunted house?
That's what it was.
Yeah, Haunted House, because there was the sequel for that, but that was actually pretty funny.
Ghost House is a different movie entirely. I just realized that. Ghost House is the house where the guy's rich and he says, I'll give you $50 million or whatever it is if you can survive a night in a house, and there's ghosts. I think it might be 13 Ghosts is what it's called. In my head, I thought it was Ghost House.
Oh, no. Yeah, 13 Ghosts, yeah.
I just walked myself from the wrong answer to the right answer and why I thought it was the right answer.
13 Ghosts was a freaking movie.
Yeah, it was it was actually good, though. I found half the lawyer.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was actually the first time Raw Digga ever acted. My favorite I have two right now, and then one that's kind of like my personal. Guillermo del Toro, Quentin Tarantino, and Kevin Smith. I don't know why I love Kevin. It's like a guilty pleasure. I love Kevin Smith movies like Clerks, Mallrats.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. Kevin Smith actually does some really good, and that's the thing because they're like slapstick comedy with like underlying like stuff, like as well, particularly like Clerks and like anything Jay and Silent Bob centric is like slapstick. Like I said, and even though they're comedy, like it's like Chasing Amy. I mean, it's like a horrendous tale of a dude falling in love with a chick that's a lesbian. And henceforth, Chasing Amy. Because he's trying his best.
He did try his best, yeah. But, I mean, he's had some terrible movies, which are actually, which are good, like Zombievers.
Haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
The short synopsis, ready? A chemical truck spills chemicals into a river that has a beaver dam. The beavers die and then come back as zombies. However, not done. There's more. They do crave human flesh, as zombies do. And if they bite you, you become a zombie beaver hybrid.
No.
You get you get a tail, and you get teeth, and that's what happens.
Interesting mixing of the lores, but yeah, that's a train wreck. I mean, just this, yeah, that's a train wreck.
Yeah. He even says it's a train wreck. So that's one of his favorite things he said. He's like, "Oh, this was the movie I made just as like a goof to have fun," and then he made one with his daughter, just for his daughter. You know, he was like, "This is for teen girls. If everybody else likes it so well, so good." But Red State is a really good movie.
Well, that's like also speaking of like movies that people did like specifically for things. It's like M. Night Shyamalan.
After
There's Lady in the Lake or Lady in the Water was actually based off of a story he used to tell his children.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why it's like different for like the M. Night Shyamalan movies of the time. Unbreakable, Sixth Sense, what the crap ever. But yeah, where like the twists come in and that. But there really isn't one for Lady in the Water because it's different.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean it's very different. But at the same time, like once you find out, like basically the story the old Korean lady is telling them is pretty much the story is like I said, it was like a bedtime story made up for his kids.
Hi, baby. It's muted. What's up?
Okay.
Couple minutes. Okay.
Cool.
Got two more. Your favorite episode of any TV show?
Refer back to the World of Cardboard speech. There you go. That episode of Justice League Unlimited was amazing. Pretty okay, like for a cartoon show, that's like legitimately like one of my favorite episodes. Alongside the episode of Justice League Unlimited where they had the Batman Beyond tie-in.
They did do that, didn't they?
Yeah, it was like the season 2 finale, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably like the best I can actually come up with because I don't know. Pretty much the entirety of the original Teen Titans series.
The first Teen Titan.
Yeah. Where they actually, or it pretty much followed in the footsteps like Justice League Unlimited and like talked about like some freaking deep and dark stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I haven't tried Teen Titans Go, but from what I hear, it's like, nah.
No.
It's like whatever Teen Titans was, it's like it's slapstick now. It's like, see, that's why I like Teen Titans because, I mean, come on, you had Raven that literally used a mirror and meditation to contain her multiple personality syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on. I had very serious like issues. The fact that Beast Boy was like vegetarian and was trying to shove tofu down everyone's throat, which, from a shapeshifter's perspective, the reason why he's vegetarian makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Because he could be all these animal meats.
Yes.
So everything just made sense, and it was great and awesome.
Feels bad, man.
What you got, Biss?
Oh, that is tough, dude. That is really tough. That's not fair. I
know.
That is not a fair. That's not a fair answer. Question, because there's so many shows. You know, I can go Game of Thrones. I can go Vikings. I'll give you a scene. That I loved, not because it made me happy, but it made me super sad, and it was almost sentimental. And I say almost sentimental because, like, I started growing into the series. Doctor Who, the episode where Tennant was going to regenerate, the 10th Doctor was regenerating into the 11th, because the 10th Doctor has always been my favorite Doctor, and, you know, it was leading up to this point where, you know, he was going to die. Or
I know
regenerate.
the scene. I know exactly what scene you're going to do.
And the music is beautiful. You know, when he's getting into it, and his last words were, "I don't want to go." That scene struck me so hard that I never liked the 11th Doctor afterwards.
Really?
That's fair.
Never liked the 11th Doctor afterwards. I warmed up to him a little bit, but no one could replace the 10th because he had everything I wanted in a Doctor. He was funny. He was a bit of a flirt and a ladies' man, but he also had an anger to him. And in a lot of ways, I saw himself in me, and me and himself, however you want to say it. I saw a lot of me in him. Mm-hmm. And so he was the Doctor I could relate to the most. The 9th Doctor got me into it. The 10th Doctor got me hooked. The 11th Doctor I appreciated because of his quirkiness, but I didn't like him as much as I like the 10th. And don't talk to me about the 12th Doctor. So that scene where, you know, he just, you know, this camera pans around him and he's, "I don't want to go," and just dun 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 dun. The whole Bad Wolf thing coming back to life. You're like, and he just regenerates, and it's the longest regeneration, and you just can't help but to think, my favorite Doctor is gone, and now here comes this guy who I'm not going to like, and you know, but that scene. If I could pick any scene, that's a scene that will forever be burnt into my brain. I can't even watch it anymore without tearing up.
I'm going to go counterpoint here with the Doctor Who scene, and actually is why I like the 11th more. Everybody likes the 10th. 10th is a guarantee, but here's why I think the 11th, you know, Matt Smith is more, you know, like kind of like me. I see myself in him. Do you remember the episode where they go and the girl is singing to the planet, has to sing to the planet to keep it asleep?
Yes.
Remember when because it eats bad thoughts or bad memories. And do you remember when he was like, "Go," and he tells them to go, and he's like, "I'm here, let's go," and he's like, and he does that whole long speech. If you want bad, I have all the bad. I've lived countless lives. I've killed. You know, he just goes crazy. And I remember sitting there watching it, and I teared up. And, like, for a while, I didn't get emotional for, like, TV shows. But now I do. I mean, I'm softer now, I guess. You know, being a dad and, you know, everything that happened kind of does that to you. And I remember just tearing up so hard that I had to, like, if you ever see me shake my hands, like, that's me, like, trying to, that's my tell of me, like, getting rid of an emotion. Either bad, good, whatever, you know, sadness, whatever. And I remember that, and I'm like, that was such a good scene. I like this guy now. And it's just, you know.
Yeah, I warmed, like, so the reason why another reason why I didn't like him at first, because my first clip of Doctor Who was watching him when there were the black boxes, and he was, like, being impatient. He was jumping on the couch like, "I'm so bored." I'm like, yeah, who is this impetulant, you know, fool? And then I watched the whole 9, the 10, the 11th. The 11th, when he regenerated, his scene was very powerful too. And the cameo with Amy Pond, I was like, that's a really nice touch. And I appreciated the 11th Doctor. He did a lot of stuff, you know, prior to. His interaction with River Song. Matter of fact, David Tennant's interaction with River Song, once you've seen everything in full, completion.
Makes more sense.
Makes more sense. And so when she had whispered to him his name, and he's like,
How do you know that?
Right. Mm-hmm. And then when you see, him and River Song and their interaction, which I gotta say, before, when there was the black girl, before she regenerated into, I forgot her name. God, it's gonna piss me off. Before River Song became River Song, her previous regeneration, I thought she was hot. Besides the point, I appreciated Matt Smith's loyalty to friends. He just wanted to have friendships, and he was an old man trapped in a young person's body, but he can kick ass in soccer. Kick ass in soccer. But Matt Smith was I had to warm up to Matt Smith. It took a while because as a matter of fact, when Tennant regenerated, I didn't watch Doctor Who for about a month and a half. It bothered me that much, and then I gave Matt Smith a chance, and then I warmed up to him. He got weird with Clara, but that's besides the point. But yes, I remember that exact scene with Matt Smith had some epic speeches.
Oh yeah.
He's a good talker. He was a good talker. Peter Capaldi, I only started to like him this past season. The whole guitar thing was weird. The sonic glasses was weird.
I didn't like him.
But Missy, I love Missy. She's good. I'm gonna miss her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the scene. The Tenet regeneration scene. It's my go-to scene.
Also, Heart Home from Game of Thrones. If I got to mention in Game of Thrones, the Great Heathen Army from the Heart Home where they go to the wildlings with the zombies attack. The Great Heathen Army from Vikings. When they beat the king. And the season finale, the series finale of The Office. I love that I love that show. I love that episode. And I only know it because I've watched the season 7 times now.
Mm-hmm. Vikings is a hell of a show. Yeah. And Lagertha Lothbrok.
Ooh, don't even say it. I know. And the final question before we give Biz the floor. The best scene in any horror and or action movie.
Horror or action movie.
And or. I guess they like when we discuss things.
I like Nightmare on Elm Street when the girl basically kicked Freddy's ass in the church. Okay. That was my favorite. Just straight up, she embodied all of her friends, stood up to Freddy, and kicked his ass.
Do you have an action movie scene?
Action movie. One of my favorite action movies, and this is probably going to be unpopular, was Wanted. With James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. I made that reference today. That was so awesome.
Just the fact where, first of all, Morgan Freeman saying the word motherfucker is worth listening.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard him curse until that scene when he said, "Shoot this motherfucker." I was like, whoa, rewind. What? just that, like I said, I don't know how popular that movie is with a lot of people, but I love that movie because you see someone who had no idea who he was to finally growing a sack and then just killing everybody like a boss.
When he smashed the keyboard into Chris Pratt's face and it spells off the words "fuck you" with the broken keys.
Yes. That was Chris Pratt?
That was Chris Pratt.
No.
Yes. 100%. That was Chris Pratt.
Google.
That's the greatest part about this time. Yeah. That was Chris Pratt.
I feel like Chris Pratt's one of those actors that obviously has that low-key potential. Now that he's something, he's highly identifiable, but he's one of those actors that, oh wait, he was in that?
Mm-hmm.
Really? What the hell? What? What? He was Barry? How did I I missed that.
Because Chris Pratt wasn't anything.
Yeah, because he was just a
It
dude.
took like 10 years for Chris Pratt to become a name.
Well, Parks and Rec probably made him, but Star-Lord was the role that blew him up.
Well, that's when he became a household name, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's like what's his face? Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Campbell still isn't a household name.
No. He is the
But
man.
those who know him,
Love him.
oh yeah. Because good God, he's hilarious.
Here. Look at him. He was a child.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh man. But yeah, just action scene when he just goes back and kicks ass and takes names. That's towards the end, man. That seems great.
That's what you got, man.
For action scenes go, I would pretty much have to say any selection from either of the John Wick movies.
Yeah, John Wick was good.
God, how did I forget John Wick?
Yeah, that's the thing about. I mean,
That's not even fair.
I can see why people wouldn't like John Wick because there's really no story. But that's the point. It's an action movie. Like, it is wholehearted an action movie because that's what you're getting. And they tell it in a way that's perfect because John Wick is already somebody. You're not going through the adventure of this dude becoming somebody. You're going on the adventure that this dude's like kicking ass and taking names because something happened. And then John Wick 2 has him doing it even more.
You beat me up and you killed my dog. I'm going to get you now.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm. It took his car. Took his car, too. But that
I was
didn't
saying,
matter.
like, normal, everyday dude stuff, and all of a sudden he has to murder everyone. And then everyone's telling dude how much an idiot he is. Like, well, it's just John Wick. It's just some guy, right? He's like, idiot.
It's John fucking Wick.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as action, like anything from John Wick is amazing because, like I said, freaking Keanu Reeves is a great freaking action actor. I knew he was. As soon as I saw the trailers for John Wick, it's like, oh wow, it's like Constantine. He was great in that movie.
He was. Yes.
Everyone needs to watch Constantine,
God.
and then marvel at the fact that it's a comic book movie. Let's see. I don't know about horror movies though. I don't know if I had like a favorite scene. Maybe something from Alien, I guess. But at least like to carry over from the last one is like favorite like one of my favorite scenes just in general, like emotional wise. I couldn't like categorize it in the last one because it didn't happen in the TV show. But Star Trek: The Next Generation / Star Trek Nemesis, the last like 30 minutes of Star Trek Nemesis when Data goes through his thing is like one of the most emotional things I've ever had to experience because that was a series I grew up with, and it's like, oh, this happened. But yeah, I don't know if I can like pin. It's like I had an obsession with the Saw movies, which is more thriller than horror.
Yeah.
But in Saw the Final Chapter, which I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, because I mean when Carl Elwes, however you pronounce his name, the Princess Bride guy, when he actually like takes over the mantle basically, and he gives that game over line, Ermagerd, it's like, please make a movie where he's Jigsaw, please make a movie because I want to hear that gruff voice. I want to hear that voice I've never heard him ever speak in his entire movie career, which is actually very vast and drastic, and he's done a crap ton of voices.
My favorite horror movie scene is in The Shining, the twin little girls. Because that's scary. That's just fucking scary, man. Walking around the corner and just, come play with us. Fucking no. Burn this place down. Salt the earth. We're out. We are out. Fuck this. Your dad's going crazy. He's typing all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, talking to nobody in the bar. We're going, kid. My favorite action scene is from Kingsman. The church scene.
Okay.
When they play Freebird and just kill everybody. Everybody's dying, and he's just kicking ass. I mean, I love Kingsman. That's one of my top 5 movies, I think. If it's on, I'm watching it. It doesn't matter. If I'm flipping through the channels and all of a sudden it's like, 30, 40 minutes into Kingsman, I'm like, I still got a good 45, 50 minutes left of good times. So that's mine. And that's all the revolutionary ideas. Biz?
Yep.
The floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, RNG Revolution. You guys have been fantastic over the last 64 episodes. Keep on going strong. D2's around the corner. And I got nothing much to say. I'm still going to be present. You'll still find me. Get at me, bro. Burning when your internet still sucks. All right, that's enough.
Biz, thank you for doing this with us, man.
Thank you.
There's no RNG cast without Biz. If we ever find anybody to fill that third seat, which shall be now named the Biz seat, has big shoes to fill.
Because I'm a big guy, too.
Well, no. No. You have a big personality as well, and you're a great friend, and I love you, man.
Love you too, boss.
It's been an incredible journey. And a very interesting way to get to know the inner depths of another human being.
Jesus. That sounds deep. I hope I didn't reveal too much.
No,
Because I'm deep in you, baby.
Oh my God.
We also think you're an assassin. Just letting you know.
That's what I do.
I'm still firmly convinced that because you mentioned Wanted, and I'm like, is he telling us without telling us? Is this another?
I mean, that
Maker
and James
Isaac?
Bond is some of his favorite movies.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, come on.
I'll let you guys wander. I can't reveal too much.
No, one day I'm gonna see you outside of a building, and you're gonna go, shh, and I'm gonna be like, and then there's gonna be a body getting pulled out, and like a weird there might be a carpet van come up, and I'm like, and then a roll of carpet comes out, and a hand falls out. I'm like, I was right. Or I'm going to wake up in a room and you're going to be like, you didn't see anything. And I'm like, I didn't see shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's funny because I said
I was about to say it'd be actually probably make more sense. Like one of the days I'm out, and it's like, wait, was that Biz?
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait, what? What's he doing this far south?
Just,
never know where I'm going to be. Let me give a shout out to the Patreons while I'm here. Average Joe 227, Converse 1v1 me, Fred Bob Bazooka, known as Alex, Willis 33, last and certainly not least, one of my good friends, The Berg 012, and Forrest and Stone through extension. I love you too. There's my shout outs.
for the last time, Biz, tell everybody where they can find you, man.
You can find me on Twitter at businessman_DRP. And you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/businessman24.
Des.
And this is your boy Raven. You can find me on Twitter at DES_Raven. And you can search me on YouTube, Death Switch Raven.
You can find me, Buster Knuckle, on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13. On Twitch at twitch.tv/Buster_Knuckle. And on YouTube, just search Buster Knuckle. You can find this podcast, The RNG Cast, at The RNG Cast on Instagram and on Twitter. You can email us, therngcast@gmail.com. And, Biz, you said it before, our patrons at Patreon, if you want to join that illustrious list and get the episodes early and other cool shit that we have planned, go to patreon.com/therngcast and help us out.
I have to do one more thing. My tagline has to be bestowed upon you, Buster. See you all next week. Because I can't say it anymore.
I was going to take it. That's perfect.
There you go.
Now I have it.
It's been decided.
And every time I do it, I'll pull my ear. That way you know I'm doing it. Like Carol Burnett?
Yeah.
That's for you. So now every time you ever watch the show or every time you hear it and you hear me go, see you all next week, just know I'm doing that. That's for you.
So,
but that being said, this is the 64th episode of the RNG Cast. Biz, we love you. And we're out.
Later, man.
See you all later.
See you all next week. First time I did it. Feels good. Actually feels bad. Love you, dude.
Love y'all too.